Hiya, I'm Alan Jones and you're watching Walks with Walkwatchers. Now, I'm not a professional hiker or an expert walker by any stretch of the imagination, although I have been walking since I was yay high, so I'm a bit of an expert. But I love being in the outdoors, I love wild places, and I love going for a good walk. And this is my attempt to get you to come out with me and go exploring this big beautiful island of Ireland, whether you live here or whether you're coming here on holidays. Now, today we're in County Antrim and we're at Trostan, which is County Antrim's high point. We're off on another walk this morning. Before we talk about the walk itself, let me give you some statistics. Trostan sits in the Antrim Hills, 550 metres above sea level. It's County High Point number 22 out of 32, and it took us 42 minutes to walk to the top. That's a total walking time that morning of 1 hour and 40 minutes up and down, about 15,000 steps or 7 kilometres at an average pace of approximately 14 minutes per kilometre. Now, as you can see here, it was roasting, and even though we started at 8:30 in the morning, temperatures rose to between 19 and 25 degrees. And my walk watcher for today? Well, that man right there, Uel Preston. Now, if you've been following me on Facebook, you'll know that I've been talking about doing Ireland's county high points for absolutely donkeys, and I've already walked Armagh's Gullion and Down's Donard and Fermanagh and Cavan's Quilca, as well as loads of other walks, and today is Trostan's turn in County Antrim. So we drove from Ballymena along the A43 out through Martinstown and Cargan towards Glenariff and Waterfoot, but took a left onto the B14 Ballyemen Road. There's a lovely big sweeping bend round to the right and then a forest entrance on your left. The stony forest road then heads up towards the plantation. You take a right here. And essentially you're following the Moyle Way along this route. And indeed, just up on the left, you'll see a little way marker there which takes you up in through the forest up onto the side of the mountain. However, we were very adventurous. We headed straight on. Yeah, it was a mistake. But what our route did do was it took us right along the edge of the plantation until we met this fence. This fence runs the whole way up the side of the plantation, and to be honest, you'd have to cross it at the top end of the forest if you were going up through the forest. From here, we got a great view right up to the top of Trostan. Now, gotta say right now that this is agricultural land, and the farmers aren't so happy about people walking up on their side. They prefer that they walk in through the forestry land. And if this was wetter, this land would certainly be much boggier than it was. It was pretty dry underfoot except for a few puddles and a few wee streams. So now, keeping the fence in the forest on our left, it was a straight route the whole way up to the top of Trostan. But it's not exactly uneventful, because even if you're following the sheep tracks...
Ooh, that's a hole.
There are big holes you gotta watch out for.
Okay, so watch out for the holes in the gullies.
Something else to look out for near the top, it's something rather random, is an office
Really
chair.
random,
Now,
isn't it?
I read about this in a report from a walking group who had walked Trostan. Didn't expect to see it though in 2021.
Now here are a couple of wee cairns over here, but we're looking for the concrete. There's another cairn over there. There it is, up there. See, just sticking out.
This is another one of the reasons why I love
You're
going
right,
hill
Sarah.
walking. Because you never know who you meet. This is Sarah, another hill walker
Yeah.
checking out Trostan. We met her at the start of our journey, and now we're at the top of a mountain together. And look at the change between that grassy heather mix and that rocky, barren, mountaintop habitat. Because this is the top of Trostan. We're now up the top of Trostan, and it didn't actually take us as long as we thought it was going to. We expected it to take us a good hour and a half, or a good hour at least, but it only took us about 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
Dead easy. This is Uel, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And that's very cool. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uel's one of our Walkwatchers. And do you do much walking?
Not like this.
Okay.
Do a bit of dog walking, do a bit of general sort of trying to be fit, going to gym classes and stuff, but I haven't been on a mountain hike in probably over a decade.
Excellent weather. It's not too warm actually.
No, not when you get up early enough. So we're now at 9:37.
Are you sure about that? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't want. No, that was okay. I wouldn't want to be doing this at 12:37 because it's warm now.
Yeah.
Really warm, although it's been particularly warm this week.
This has been the warmest week on record so far. So we thought we'd come up a wee bit earlier just to get the best part of the sun and not be roasted. When you get up to here, as you can see in the background, it's like a Martian landscape here. It's pretty cool. It's sort of all rocks and stuff, but the buzzing of the bumblebees and the insects that are pollinating all the heather that's around is pretty classic. You're probably not very interested in that, but
I am.
It excites me.
I'm starting to get interested in it.
Class.
I noticed the purple stuff.
Notice the purple stuff.
Yeah.
But we're not. I wouldn't say we're tired.
No, not by any matter of means.
No, it's not a hard mountain to walk. If you were with a family, I would say definitely do it. It'll take you a wee bit longer, but it's definitely one of those mountains and county high points that you can tick off with the family.
Absolutely.
What do you think? You've got 2 kids.
Yeah, I think
young people.
The kids could do it. It would take a bit of encouragement.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's maybe a wee bit awkward in places, but just take your time.
We spent some time having a look around the top and looking at those views, although it was quite hazy, and then we followed those mile-way markers all the way down to the back end of the forest and along the fence line, although there's no fence in it, as you can see here.
Oh, and here's the markers for the mile-way too then.
Now, interestingly, we met a local man out walking his dog, and he walks that route a few days every week, and he has put out orange markers. You see them in front of Uel here. They're everything from like armbands, like kids swimming armbands, to little pieces of orange plastic the whole way through the forest as way markers the whole way up, and it's really handy. Here's Uel pointing out a couple more, like just tied in the tree.
Oh yeah, orange marker.
This walk taught us that there are some amazing and great walks around if we just go out and explore. This walk down became more of a forest walk as we journeyed through the plantation. And this is definitely a much easier route than the one that we mistakenly took at the beginning, although it would still be pretty boggy in wet weather. But you can see, isn't it glorious walking right down this fire break in the forest? But again, if you're bringing the family out, or if you're with a crowd of folk who don't do an awful lot of mountain walking or hill walking, this is a lovely route right up through this fire break up to the bottom of the mountain. It's pretty solid underfoot. Oh, there's another orange marker, and as you can see here, there are quite well defined paths all the way up to the base of the mountain before you hit that grassy heathery mix up onto the top of the mountain.
And this is a well trodden path, like.
There's some of them are like, this is a path.
Yeah.
Sheep that walk here.
Yeah.
At the end of this path is the little junction where we made that wrong choice. And from here it was straight back to the van where we had water to rehydrate and we had some food. I had brought with us some chicken fajita bowls and life was very good. So that's the Walkwatcher Walk of Trostan. Go try it out and let me know what you think. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the Walkwatcher walks and stuff, and I'll see you again next time.